name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I'm still recovering from being sick, being injured, actually, I would say. A bit of both. Being 6 of one, half something the other. That is why this is a pre-record. I'm terribly sorry. I can't do the daily streaming, right? I can't do the daily live streaming right now. I am recovering, right? I am in recovery mode. And hopefully I'll be back fighting fit in a few weeks. But basically, we're doing a bunch more pre-records. Anyway, last night I did a live stream, first one for a while, and there was lots of Doctor Who news, right? There is lots of Doctor Who news, which we went over. And I really just scratched the surface. It's, basically the issue with it. You got a lot more Doctor Who news to talk about, which we will be covering this. So we're doing a little bit from last night's news segment, but mostly this will be hopefully news stuff, right? And there's going to be a couple of addendas. One of the news stories was about the missing Doctor Who news stories that apparently have been found. And this rumor has been swirling, I think, since the beginning of this year. There's been a bunch of new Doctor Who stories that have been found, and they're going to be released. Actually, that's not really the rumor, right? The rumor is more like this, that there's been a bunch of Doctor Who episodes that have been in the hands of collectors for years and years and years, and now they're dying off. They may finally get back to the BBC, like, 10th Planet, episode 4, right? Somebody has that, right? Last time it was seen, it was being taken from the archive to Blue Peter so they could show the clip of William Hartnell regenerating, and it vanished there. So somebody bought it, right? Somebody bought it on the black market. Somebody, the BBC, why don't they just make a copy, right? I have to tell you, I can't stand this, right? I really can't stand these... and I'm like, I'm not a massively socialist person, but, I really can't stand this hoarding of stuff just to be a dick, right? Which is really what it is. You're going, I got the 10th Planet before nobody. Well, you're a cunt then. That being the case, right? Very good for you. So apparently there's a bunch of those episodes that are about to turn up. Anyway, the news story was that Apple TV in America had listed a bunch of them, and they weren't the best episodes, right? It wasn't the cream of the crop for me. I'm sorry, but I have a couple of sources, and they're going, "This is bollocks, right? This is total bollocks." So when we get to that segment, disregard everything. Who knows? Who knows what may be turning up? I think something we will be seeing this year. I believe is a. Did you see the guy, was it Callum, I can't remember his name, who did the reconstruction of the Celestial Toymaker episode 1? One of the best reconstructions I've ever seen. Why he isn't doing all of them, I don't know. And why the BBC hasn't commissioned him. But I think we are getting something out of him, right? With something out of him, that would be really, really quite weird, but very Doctor Who. I really can't give details because somebody told me in confidence, right? We're going to find out reasonably short. It's featuring the First Doctor, right? I can say that. It's featuring the First Doctor, and it's an adaptation of one of the early Target novels featuring the First Doctor. I can't tell you who will be doing the audios on it, because I find that quite exciting. But it'll be featuring the First Doctor and illustrated animation from that bloke. Allegedly, right? Allegedly, that is the word on the street. So, exciting stuff. I mean, we are supposed to be getting exciting stuff to this. Honestly, I am a bit down on the new era of Doctor Who right now. It's just like, it's been relentlessly, there's trans this, and, queer representation and handicap. Like, can we just have stories? Maybe, I don't mind seeing gay people. I know this, although when we get into the trans representation, Rusty Davies is putting everything on that, right? Gambling everything on that. And I don't think it's a bet he's going to win, which I think is quite kind of tragic, because I like Rusty Davies and I like Doctor Who. So, who knows or dares to dream. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fantastic. Thank you very much. You want to be super nice to me, head over to Rumble and follow me on Rumble. My subscriber base there doubled over the last couple of months. So if I can do that again over the next couple of months, and then again the couple of months after that, I'm going to be in great shape and be able to say sayonara to YouTube, which I think YouTube's days are numbered. I really do. I think, it's weird. There's all this stuff going on about Robert, was it RFK? Robert something Kennedy, wants to debate this COVID scientist, a doctor, who said vaccines were all great. Now, look, I want to be really clear. What do I think really happened with COVID and vaccines? It's that pharmaceutical companies made $400 billion on it. So if it wasn't entirely perfect, who gave a shit? It's $400 billion, right? So if you have a tiny section of people who die suddenly as a result from it, what, 100,000, 200,000 people, probably less than that. Who gives a shit? 400 billion, and that's really what I think happened. That's why I think was the cornerstone of the COVID response. It was like COVID response was probably that older people should have been vaccinated or locked down, and younger people should have lived their lives normally, and we should have used ivermectin as a treatment rather than a vaccine. But then there wouldn't be 400 billion being made in the vaccines, because whatever. So it just seems reasonably obvious to me. Anyway, so all that's going on, and YouTube's like ripping down. Probably they'll take this video down. Will they take it down? I don't know. Look, I'll believe whatever you want, me YouTube. Just keep my video up, okay? I mean, at least I'll say I will. I'll say I will within reason, right? Look, I'm already saying that women totally 100% can have penises, right? I'll say that. Because I completely believe that, just like everybody else who says it. Completely and totally. We're not being bullied into it whatsoever. No. Anyway, so I think YouTube, their days are numbered. They're ripping down all these videos that in any way question the COVID narrative. And that, to me, kind of makes me say the COVID narrative wasn't overly kosher. So YouTube, you're not doing great. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, share, subscribe. So the first bit of news we have isn't Doctor Who news, but I think it's very Doctor Who adjacent, which is this. So let me pull this up. I'm going to go doink, doink, doink. There you go. Red Dwarf, right? Red Dwarf, after 15 years being off the BBC, apparently the BBC have secured exclusive rights to for all of Red Dwarf once again. So it must mean it's off Dave. Now, there's been a lot of legal wranglings with Red Dwarf over the last couple of years. It's basically divided between Doug Grant and Doug Naylor and Grant? Oh, anyway, Rob Grant and Doug Naylor, right? So they were Grant Naylor was a production. They split up, and at the time, Doug Naylor took over, and he said, I really have no idea what's up with Rob Grant. He doesn't seem so happy. But then there was this fight over the rights over the last few years for Red Dwarf, and the result of it was that there was no more Red Dwarf being made. The last thing they did was The Promised Land, which I liked a lot, right? I thought that was excellent. And they were supposed to be doing a bunch more of those, hour and a half episode, movie length presentations, which again, I thought that worked fantastic, but that scuppered all of that. It was on Dave. And so since then, they worked something out. I think Doug Naylor has rights to the classic Red Dwarf, which we're seeing over here, and Rob Grant and what's his name, Peter Jackson, has the rights to New Red Dwarf, which I think they want to do a reboot in America, whatever. Who gives a shit? I mean, I'm not interested in a reboot. I am interested in seeing this. So yeah. We have Red Dwarf back on iPlayer, right? For the first time. And you can just binge a bit. I love Red Dwarf, right? And again, I think this is very Doctor Who adjacent. But this story really shows you the problem of streaming, right? Physical media, baby. Physical media. BBC takes action after Red Dwarf fans spot problematic episode missing from iPlayer. Problematic. And the problem was it wasn't that funny. It was from the season that Rob Grant left, and they didn't really know, and they were kind of freaked out. And also, it was the one where that was actually when it got better, when they were in jail, right? For and production values really went up, right? Most of it was good. I lie. It was this season before, I thought, what wasn't that? Season 7, I think. The well-beloved British sitcom first aired in 1998. No, it was in the 80s. What are you talking about? 1 second. That's totally wrong. Red Dwarf episode guide. It was the middle of the 80s. Hang on. Season 1. 1988. Nincompoop. I mean, really? How much work was that? Right? And that is journalism and writing in general today. How much work was that? First in 1988, and hasn't aired on BBC for 15 years. However, it was announced earlier this month, like 2 days ago, that the channel had acquired every episode of the first 9 seasons of Rob Grant and Doug Naylor as well. Again, Rob Grant was in the last 6 seasons, I think. Iconic space comedy. They also bought the revived 4 seasons that aired on Dave, plus the feature-length special Promised Land, which was great, right? The first special was Back to Earth. Didn't really work. Naturally, fans are thrilled to see they can now binge Craig Charles at their leisure. Well, I always could. I had them all on physical media, and I ripped them all to a personal media server. So that so I always have them, wherever I want. But at the leisure. But anyone wanting to watch the episode named Crikey TV wasn't able to do it straight away. Yeah, this one really stabs at the heart of political correctness. What year? This was season 8, I think. So what year did this come out? Only the good... Yeah, it was Pete. I remember that. Crikey TV. So this was 1999. 24 years ago, where things were way, way saner, right? Wasn't it? Because, the Series 8 episode didn't air instantly on iPlayer because people thought it was due to it being politically incorrect. So this is a story, right? They're in prison. Essentially... If you don't know about Red Dwarf, they're lost and alone in a meaningless universe 3 million years into deep space. It's Lister, the last human being alive, who kept in cryostasis, a hologram of his dead bunkmate Arnold Rimmer, basically the odd couple, the last of the species that evolved from Lister's cat from 3 million years ago, and a robot called Crichton they met in the second season and became a regular in the third season with a different actor, right? So, and Red Dwarf was like, it was dead. It was 3 million years in the future, right? So then around season 6, they lost Red Dwarf, right? It vanished. And I think at the end of season 7, maybe, they found the nanobots had broken it down into a subatomic version of Red Dwarf, right? And it was exploring Lister's sock drawer, or a dirty laundry closet or something for the last three years, and all the strange freaky things. So anyway, they got the nanobots to rebuild at actual size, but they also rebuilt all the crews. So suddenly, 3 million years later, the entire crew's back. They have no idea what's going on, and Starbug, the ship they were in, crashes into Red Dwarf, and they end up in jail, right? The point of all that was that when they get to when they're put in jail, Crichton doesn't have a penis, right? So therefore he's put in the women's jail. Now this is something totally politically incorrect, right? Because women can have penises. And women cannot have penises. Having a penis has nothing to do with you being a man or a woman. So what he does there, he uses his ocular input, his eyes, to record women in the shower. There's one point where he's giving them pogo sticks. They said, that'll try so you will avoid the water. That was quite funny. I was like, I haven't seen this for 15 years. And it's still sticking in there, she cried. So anyway, so that it goes totally against the heart of gender theory of 2023, a theory that's been thoroughly rejected by everybody, and corporations are turning around if they have a financial need to. Like Disney's basically there. What was it? Target, the general store, they lost $15 billion in market share, like $15 billion. Because they did put a big pride display with bathing suits for little trans girls, which were girls with penises, and had a little hole there you can put your little trans female penis in if you're a kid, right? And people didn't like that. They were kind of basically people were like, enough, fucking enough with this weirdo bullshit. And that's what Pride Month has been like this year. Just enough with this. This isn't brave. This isn't stunning. This is public perversion, right? When a 12-year-old is standing there watching a overweight old man in heels and a thong twerk to him, twerk to her probably in on a float in a parade, that's probably bad news, right? That's probably not stunning and brave. That's probably what we call public bloody perversion. which is what it kind of seems to me. Anyway. So let's see what this is taking off. Crichton first dated in 1999 follows Crichton, Robert Llewellyn, as he starts his own pirate TV channel to entertain the prisoners. Well, I'm glad I explained it all. What's more, all 3 parts of Back to Earth have been omitted. Don't bother putting them back. It's fine. You can keep them. They're shit. Viewers have called the episode sexist. Called the episode the sexist dialogue. Yeah, oh God, how dare anybody laugh at normal human heterosexuality? Oh, it's misogynist. Oh, it's happening to me too. Where was it? Towards good chance. See, the only female character in the cast. Online discourse previously accused the show of her punchline with the comedy and series they've been particularly at her expense. Now, if women are so sudden and fucking brave, which I think women are kind of just men in that way, in the same way, why do they always need cunts like these to protect them? It's misogynistic. God, I hate these people. One review read, it's not fun. It's not just. Okay, fucking hell. This review can't write. It's not just not fun. Okay, it's not just not funny. It's anti-funny! Do you think this was written by a fat, lonely woman? I think it might be. Right? A fat, lonely woman or a pussy trying to impress fat, lonely women. Because that's the only person, pussies can really get to. It's sexist, childish, pathetic. Is anybody holding a gun to your fucking head to make you watch it? Immature and frequently insults the audience intelligence. What, like this review? Another branded the episode stupid, also accusing the episode of sexism for depicting women with their clothes off in the shower. Fuck me. Do women take their clothes off in the shower? Oh no. This could be the end of civilization as we fucking know it, you weirdos. Oh, by the way, this is adults only podcast. Me effing and blinding. No, I mean, I get mature audiences. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I was looking for. Fans of comedy series have continued to slate Crichton TV, with many not too fussed about the delay appearing this weekend. Okay. One person said, I've heard from some people that Crichton TV isn't on iPlayer. Not that I care. It's probably the worst episode I thought. Really? You should check out Star Trek Discovery. Man, if you have a choice, okay, of the 3 things, of watching Crichton TV, of watching Star Trek Discovery, or having a big fish shoved up your ass, Crichton TV is number 1. Fist is number 2. Star Trek Discovery, number 3, baby. I know why Crichton is missing from iPlayer. Perhaps the woman's sour night is too tasted and politically incorrect for modern-day audiences. Another complete pussy wrote. Right? What? No, it's because it says your gender is defined by your sexual organs. You dumb cunts. Right? Oh my God, that's why. One asked, is Crichton TV too controversial for iPlayer? I can imagine it doesn't play well nowadays. I think it plays awesomely nowadays. Right? Look at these pussies. Oh God, it's like Attack of the Pussies. That's what looking at Twitter's like. I wonder what the issue with Crichton TV is. I know the plot for that particular episode hasn't exactly aged well. Aged beautifully, mate. But even so, it seems a bit extreme just to drop it completely. One Twitter user questioned. When contacted with comment, BBC told Metro that Crichton TV is now on iPlayer with the rest of Red Dwarf citing a technical issue. Oh, so you're all wrong. This is what they said. Basically, you're all insanely wrong and super dumb. I've heard some people say Crichton blah blah blah. 2021 was left uncertain. Yeah, we covered all of that. March agreement reached over the rights of the show. The statement said, Rob Grant and Doug Leon delighted to announce the ongoing dispute is over. Moving forward and upwards, Rob and Doug hope to launch separate iterations of Red Dwarf across various media, working with the cast, crew, and value part, blah, blah, blah. Smoke me a kipper. Okay. So anyway, I think that segues quite nicely into what I think is a headline story, which is over here. We'll start on Radio Times, but we'll read it from Pink News, which I think sets it out a little bit more clearly. Oh, see, I'm still sick, man. I am sweating like a pig right now. And listen. I know we have many people watching in the audience. Please, don't get overexcited, right? Like, don't let your hand go down between your legs when I say I'm getting sweaty. I understand you're excited. I understand, but control yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Please. This is only an exhibition. Please, no wagering. Anyway, Jinx Monsoon celebrates queer people taking up space in Doctor Who. Queer people are taking up space everywhere. Now, here's the thing. Back in 2015, nobody cared if it was gay people, right? Nobody cared seeing gay representation on TV. But we've moved beyond gay representation. I don't think drag, as being presented in 2023, is gay representation. I think drag is a way to customize children to adult sexuality. Whenever you have somebody who's clearly male, right, has a moustache, is presenting as male and wearing heels, makeup, and women's clothing, right? When I say women's clothing that women wear, right, the vast majority of women's clothing, that's not, in my mind, an identity. That's an expression of adult sexuality, right? I don't think it's done like Danny LaRue or any of the drag that we've seen up until 2015. I think this stuff is genuinely perverse. They seem to be like burlesque or strip shows that that are made to include children. Now, again, whatever you want to do behind closed doors is whatever you want to do behind closed doors. Nobody minds that, right? But like displaying your kinks publicly is indecent, right? And I think that's where the world has come to right now, right? We've been very polite to the trans world, right? I think the cis, which is an insult, cis world has been very polite to the trans world, where it said, okay, you do you, whatever. And nobody really wanted to get into his face. But this thing of involving children was the line that nobody wanted to cross. And now it's been crossed. We have people defending the LGBTQIA saying, no, it's not about grooming. No. Oh, no. What about this picture, this picture? Well, that happens. But look at Danny LaRue. It's not like that anymore. Right? It's not. It's about making children a customized sex. Now, I think this is because, I get this from reading Russell D. Davis's column in Doctor Who magazine and him in general. There is a markedly different attitude to sex in Russell's world than there is in my world. My world is, well, look, I come from a rather puritanical world, weirdly enough. Basically, all my kids' generation are virgins until they get married, which, thank God for that. Oh, my God. While I was sick, I was watching these YouTube videos. And this is from a couple of years ago. I had no idea, right? There was this porn website, Girls Do Porn. Now, I heard about it, right? It was a big deal. Again, 10 years ago, it was a big deal where you have like normal people, and this was the hook, right? You had normal people come in and they shoot a porn video, right? Their first porn video, right? So I'm like, well, okay, whatever floats your boat. And it was very, very successful. So the stuff I saw was what really happened. Like, you had these girls come out. Well, first you had these girls contact them. They put out ads on Craigslist or whatever saying looking for modeling, which is always the thing. And they had this like fake website of legitimate modeling, and they worked hard to get you to get these girls to come out to San Diego. I think that's where they shot most of these things, right? Very, very quickly, right? And if they were unsure, they had other models they would talk to. Said, "Oh, it's great, everything's fine." They were all lying, right? So once they get there, they take their passport, they take their driver's license, their passport, everything, right? And say, "Go sign these papers, right?" And they're like, they didn't give them a copy to read, and they said, "Oh, by the way, we have an adult website as well. You can do stuff like that." And basically, what happens? They trap these women there and they coerce them into having sex on camera, saying, no one's ever going to see it. This is just for like the Asian market on DVD. No one is ever going to see it. And they kind of got off on putting it publicly online and like aiming at these poor women's families, right? And it was horrible, right? Honestly, absolutely horrible. So the my thought was this, and this is not blaming the women at all, right? This is blaming the society. if we lived in a society, which is kind of like the society I live in, because again, I'm a religious nut job, where sex is valued, right? Sex has absolute, genuine, real value, and it's a good thing that has value, right? That it was not an option that these women were going to have sex with, because when they time to get it, most women have had, what, 5, 10 sexual partners by the age of 22, and they're surrounded by constant pornography, that's everywhere, right? These women were essentially groomed into saying, fine, I'll just do this and be done and I can get out of this situation, because they were scared for their lives a lot of the time. And they had to pretend it was disgusting, right? It was really genuinely disgusting. But the reason this happens is because of a sexual attitude, I think, represented by, I want to say gay people, right? Because gay people are fucking normal. It's the queer alliance of LGBTQIA+ who wear dog masks in the street and say, oh, this is totally normal. It's fucking not. This is your adult sexuality you're putting in public places, right? So I think the tolerance of this is over. I really do. When you have Christians, Muslims, and Jews, right, never been good friends, right? They've never got, well, actually, it's listening off. About 150 years ago, the Jewish world and Muslim world were really much more, much closer and friendlier. But anyway, I digress. But when you have them uniting, saying, just leave the damn kids alone, right? Leave the damn kids alone. I think the tide has turned. Like Anheuser-Busch had the company had Bud Light. They put Dylan Mulvaney. Is he even trans or she trans? I don't know how to pronounce. It's like, I don't know. Looks like they pretend to be a little Disney princess without trying to be feminine at all. It's weird. It's just the whole thing's weird. I think, and they had a promotion with him, her, whatever, and I'm saying, if I'm misgendering, I'm sorry, because I don't know what gender is supposed to be, because this is fucking insane. Right, so it destroyed them. They were the number one brand. They've lost 30% of the sales, which is basically their entire profit margin. They're probably going under, right? The tolerance is over. The tolerance is totally over. It's interesting. I listened to a clip doing the round. I might splice it into this video. I don't know if I can be bothered. In fact, yes, I am splicing it into this video of where kids are being forced this gender ideology, and they say no. So I'll play it again right here.
No, gay people are literally.
There is a slippery slope, and look, I'm not saying you do your life, you live you, right? But I think make sex intimate. Right? Make sex meaningful. So anyway, so this stuff isn't really working out so well, though. The indoctrination is failing. So because I heard this exchange. You probably heard it. It's quite famous. It's doing the rounds. Check out this teacher berating this kid.
You just really upset someone. Saying things like should be in an asylum.
I didn't say that. I just said if they want to identify as a cat or something, then they're like genuinely unwell.
Okay, apparently they're talking about some of their classmate who identifies as a cat, who's meowing at the very time. But listen to this insane fucking teacher.
Yeah, they're crazy.
You were questioning their identity.
I wasn't a question. I was just saying about the gender. I didn't say anything about them.
But where did you get this idea from? There's only two genders.
Oh, really? Where did you get that idea from? The entirety of human history and all of science? Nothing much.
My opinion. That is my opinion. If I respect their opinion, can't they respect my opinion?
It is not an opinion.
It's not an opinion! What she means is, it's not an allowed opinion! There are infinite genders! No, they're fucking not, you weirdo. That's your opinion. And it's a fucked up one with that.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
but it's not an opinion.
There's only two genders. Loads of people think there's only two genders.
There's only a boy and a girl.
Literally. There's no other private part. There's only two.
Gender is not linked to the parts that you were born with.
Yeah, it is.
Gender is about how you identify.
She should have said, okay, I'm a kangaroo. I want to take a shit now. Out the way. In the woods. Yeah, if this girl was identifying as a cat, does she shit in a box? And bring a kitty litter, have a shit in front of you. And prove it. But I bet they bloody would.
This is what I said right from the very beginning of the
I just don't agree with that. So why should I have to listen to
biological sex, there is actually
You know this is a fat, empty, lonely woman, right? But that's really the bottom line.
biological sex, because you can be born into sex. You can be born with male and female.
Yeah, that's 0.00001%. Oh yeah, that's fucking normal.
Body parts or hormones.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah, there's 3. There's not 300.
Doesn't mean.
Yeah, there's 3. I'm talking about biological sex. In terms of gender, there are lots of genders. There is transgender. There is agender, people that don't believe they have a gender at all.
Yeah, but you can't have that. You
can't have that. It's not a law.
No, you're trying to make it law that you can't say that.
Yeah, no, it's not a law, but it's our opinion. We just don't agree with it. We just think it's all just.
If you have a vagina, you're a girl. If you have a penis, you're a boy.
Yeah.
But cisgender is not necessarily the way to be.
It is for 98%. Well, I think 99.9 fucking percent of the world, weirdo.
You were talking about the fact that cisgender is the norm. That you identify with the gender of the sexual organ.
Yes, there's nothing weird about that.
That you're born with or you're weird. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
Which is really despicable.
How? When it's
If I called my mum right now, my mum would feel my side.
If I called my mum, she'd say.
Well, that's very sad as well then.
How is it?
Loads of people agree with it. There's only a small majority of people who actually think that.
And why do you think we have so many problems in the world with homophobia?
You don't, because you made up new problems so you can feel good about yourself by white knighting people who are mentally ill by the looks of it.
And why do you think we have so many problems in the world with homophobia?
Because fat cunts like you have too much fucking power. That's why.
Yeah, but
Because
that's
of
not
people
homophobia,
expressing.
that's gender.
Yeah.
I'm fine
It
with
is.
lesbians and gay people.
Same.
I've got nothing against them.
Yeah, same.
But gender there is a link between it, and you're saying that people
There
can't
isn't.
change
No, they
who they want
can't.
Fucking making up as she goes.
to be.
They can't. Unless you
You're
get a
so
penis
wrong.
attached. No, I'm not.
You're confusing sex and gender.
No, I'm not though. Because
Yes,
if you have a
you are.
vagina, you're a girl. If you have a penis, you're a boy.
Yeah, you can't
I tell you, these kids are really making this argument well.
have a vagina and be a girl, but
Gender
then
is
Unless you
about-
get surgery, and even then,
Gender
because
is
you've got
about
those genes.
how you identity.
I just
How you
don't agree with
identify.
it.
Yeah,
But
that's
it's
fine.
not an opinion that
Yes,
we're
it is.
expressing this
Yes,
school.
it is.
No, it's not. And if you don't like it, you need to go to a different school.
Like what school? We need to re-educate you. I should about to say that.
So
I did go to
I'm
different
reporting you to Miss Willis. You need to have a proper educational conversation
No, you need to be re-educated, darling.
about equality, diversity, and
I ain't
inclusion.
doing it. My mum
Because
doesn't
I'm
let me
not
do that.
having that expressed in my lesson. When I'm teaching you about you can be who you want to be,
Everyone else
how
thinks
you
it.
identify is up to
So
you.
everyone else thinks it. They just don't say it because then all
Yeah.
this happens.
Maybe because they're polite and maybe they're sensitive.
I haven't said anything in all of the lessons I've been in. It's just because they turned around and started saying something. So I said, how can you identify as a cat when you're a girl?
Oh,
Yeah.
they're now writing a statement. I would imagine that you'll be asked to write a statement as well.
We will.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, this is weird shit. Okay, we're back. Okay. So you see, like, there's no tolerance to this stuff anymore, and Rusty Davis is going all in, right? This is super duper important to Rusty Davis, and you know, I now I'm looking at this and seeing the insane hotness that is Millie Gibson. I'm just thinking, is that equal cis representation? So people say you can't be mad at like a drag representation or trans representation, and probably yes. Right? Probably that's exactly what this is. So, which I'm quite happy about, because boy, do I like her being represented. A lot, right? A lot. So yeah, I just don't think there's that much of a tolerance for this anymore. And look, I mean, not only that, like, the month Jinx Monsoon was announced, Rusty Davis put his column in Doctor Who magazine saying, oh, drag queens are fabulous. Everybody loves a drag queen. I remember when we were shooting season 1 in 2005, I had ducked in out the rain into a gay club, met a drag queen and had passionate sex. And I didn't even know their name. I'm like, okay, that's not what sex is for. In my opinion, I don't think that makes leads you to a happy. And it's not that it's gay. It's not that it's straight. I don't think that leads you to a happy life, right? I don't. The example of these women being conned into having sex, right? And girls do whatever. So I don't think it leads to happiness. I think the function of sex, and this is somebody who likes sex a lot and thinks about it once every 14 seconds at the absolute least. I think the function of sex is to bring relationship to seal relationships together, right? It increases a bond of love, right? And that's the function of it. And honestly, if you want to have the best sex of your life, stay a virgin till you're married and have one sexual partner And it's weird, but you will absolutely have a better life. So anyway, this is what I think people have had enough of, this desire to move the Overton window, to make adult sexuality public. And no, fuck off. Leave us alone. This is not taking up space. This is putting your adult sexuality into a public place, and I don't think there's room for it anymore, right? At the same time, there was a story of Jinx, fabulously talented person, right? Genuinely funny, genuinely talented, not dissing their talent in any way, but a story of how they had a hookup with somebody, and it's weird, they lost the condom and they found it up Jinx's ass, right? This is adult stuff. This is not Dr. fucking Who, mate. I'm sorry to be a prude, but when we're talking about losing condoms up each other's asses, yeah, you crossed a line for me, right? For kids, you crossed a line for me. So drag race legend Jinx Monsoon. By the way, there was another drag race legend that was just arrested for some kind of sexual deviancy. I'm like, God, enough with this bullshit. Talks taking up space in the new season Doctor Who. Well, you kind of are. And again, if this wasn't about grooming children for adult sexuality, you would be welcome, just like every other drag person used to be. But no more. Bigots beware. RuPaul's Drag Race double. Okay, when you say bigots, that's basically 98% of the world now. And most of them are too scared to fucking say anything. Drag Race double winner Jinx Monsoon has confirmed that the gay agenda is in full swing, and she couldn't be happy about queer talent taking up space. Well, great for you, darling. How's that working out, right? Is it working out well for any corporation right now? Look, Disney is on its arse, baby, okay? Pixar's failed. Indiana Jones is about to tank hugely. They haven't had a success in years. And they're bleeding money, right? They're bleeding money. Will they make it till November? Like, will they make it the next year? I don't know, right? Disney, there's apparently they got to come up with a $7 billion or something payment for Hulu in the next month or two. I don't know, and they don't have it. So let's see how you're taking up your space works when you're bankrupt. And I wish nothing but success for this era of Doctor Who, and also for Jinx Monsoon and Rusty Davis. And again, behind adults doing adult behaviour in private is their own fucking business. It's nothing to do with me. Go and be happy. I don't care. It's when you're coming on the fucking street. It's enough, baby. Right? It's enough. Oh. If you haven't already noticed, RuPaul's Drag Race superstar Jinx Monsoon is having a pretty good year. And what about the rest of us? Most of us not having a great best year after being crowned Queen of all Queens in All-Star 7. Oh, God. Last year, the franchise's two-time winner has since debuted in as Mama Morton in Chicago. Because, yeah, women with penises, fucking normal. And again, am I saying this woman with a penis who only has sex with men? Maybe she's hetero. I don't know. Yeah, it's a totally normal thing. If you don't like it, you're a weirdo. Yeah, again, that's called moving the Overton window. I'm sorry. And again, I'm not saying women with penises need to be herded into camps. I'm just saying women with penises are overly normal. I've been crowned, blah, 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 blah. Franchise two-time winner, and since debut, joined a wave of daggers combating anti-LGBTQ plus hatred in the US. You mean, just leave the fucking kids alone. We don't hate you. We just don't want you to come in my kid's fucking face, you fucking perverts, okay? Is that too much to ask? Really? No, coming in a 6-year-old's face is my sexual identity. Really? I mean, can we have any middle ground? Yeah, put your kid in front of me so I can come in the middle of his face. Really? Oh, thank you, darling. That works out nicely. In the US, and has landed the role as a major villain in Rusty Davis' upcoming return to Doctor Who franchise. Oh, darling, this is not going to work out well. It's a very exciting project that Monsoon has opened up about a new interview in Variety, blah, blah, blah. I've been having lots of meetings. I won't say, Doctor Who. Said to me the sci-fi show's queerest yet. Oh, great. This mass market entertainment is now appealing to, 2% of the population? 3%? Oh, that's going to work out fucking beautifully. No, there's nothing wrong with that. We can have all meetings, costume fittings, going director, blah, 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 going with the script. I've always loved Doctor Who. It was the one show my husband and I could agree on. Okay. We're celebrating queer people in the media, and that's possibly what's wiling up the GOP so much. No, it's not the GOP. Most people don't want your adult sexuality in public, right? Most people don't want your adult sexuality in public. They can't stand we're finally getting placed in, getting our room and our position in the world. Yes, I don't want you coming in my kid's face, right? I don't want you performing sex acts in front of children. Yes, that's right. That's not bigotry. It's called normalcy. We're finally taking up our spaces. They're pissing a lot of people off. What, called parents? Yeah, that is. And I love it. I know you love it. I know you love it. How do you reckon the Westworld's going to feel about it? Well, Russell's gambling everything on that, right? Let's see how it goes down, right? Let's see how it goes down. I don't think very well, right? I don't think very well. And of course, you want to add some more representation. I think we have this guy Lenny Crush. Now, I think I just saw him on a BBC video saying how disabled representation is very important. I'm not going to disagree with you, but boy, I hope this is a real character and not a token, right? Which is what we saw a lot from the Chris Chibnall era, right? Morris will be appearing in the... and I don't know if he's disabled. I have no idea. He might just be a kid. I don't know. As part of the storyline, exploring the Doctor's greatest nightmare. Was it trans... trans... What's it called again? Not hiddenness. Oh, what's it called again? Trans... I don't know. But look, I think by the time this series airs, the gay world is going to be in a lot of trouble in that they're going to be forced very much back in the closet. And it's not something I celebrate at all, right? I don't. I think people should be able to live and be who they are. But you push too much and people are like, enough already. So he won a BAFTA. We're going to be reasonable. It's a 14-year-old playing Morris in Doctor Who. It's an absolute honour to be part of Doctor Who, the most iconic, one of the most iconic shows on television. And well, what a dream come true. So then he goes on to say, Russell, this is what Doctor Who's all about. Brand new talent from the next generation, and no one's more talented than Lenny. Really? No one's more talented than him? Russell, mate, you seem to be... look, maybe he is. I don't know. I'll wait and see. He joins the TARDIS team just in time for the Doctor's greatest nightmare, and hold on tight. Well, again, it's got transerasure. Is that going to be his greatest nightmare? You know what? Oh, a sec. So he's possibly appearing in Doctor Who, having starred alongside alumni Christopher Eccleston and Alex Kingston in Dodger. You know what? I'm really bad. Again. Okay, Russell. I haven't really seen Doctor Who, right? I mean, he's only 14 in all fairness, and the last few years, why would you bother? I know I haven't really seen Doctor Who, but it does look really good. Oh, good, right? He said in November. I know it's obviously a big show, and I know it has big ideas, and it does sound really cool. Maybe I should be inside a Dalek. Who knows? Oi. Man, look, I just want this era to work, mate, okay? I just want good, fun Doctor Who, without lecturing me, without being shit, right? That's all I wanted. Are we going to get it? Listen, Russell, mate, from what we've seen so far, if the stuff you're putting out isn't the most greatest thing that's ever been on TV, that wows everybody, you are fucked. Right, and not in the Jinx Monsoon way, not in the way that you want to be. Right, you are fucked. Right, and we are too. We all are. So I don't know what to tell you. 60th anniversary year. It started out at a high, not looking so great right now. Fine. So we got a bunch of other news stories. Going to hand over to me from my live stream last night. Join me on a live stream. I'm there. I'm around. a lot of the time, right? A lot of the time. I don't know. I think the next one's going to be Thursday night. So join me there. We'll be talking about all the weird things in the world, mainly in the world of genre and Doctor Who. Yeah, so join me on, I guess Thursday. Now, let me hand over to me, starting over the news from last night. We have a Millie Gibson sighting, which makes everything better. You know, every time I think this whole era of Doctor Who is just fucked beyond fucked, I see Millie Gibson, I go, it's like, yeah, look, there's nothing that's not hot about Millie Gibson. I hope that's your outfit. God, I hope she has to do a lot of running. I hope she has to do a lot of running up and down corridors. Millie, that would be my expression. Millie, darling, could you just, look, the Lego people are great, right? The Lego people are great. How about just putting your hands down for a little bit, maybe? I know, behind your head. That might be a good idea. So we have Millie. She's been exhausted. She said the story was she basically got pissed off because of the late night shoot. So she was like that was the story, right? That was the entirety of the story. Yeah, can I find any more about it? Hang on. Where am I? I'm on the wrong thing. Hang on. Don't I go over there? Millie Gibson. News. One second. Wow, this is not the story I was looking for. Oh, here we go. We've got two stories. As we're talking, Millie. We'll go over here. So it's Millie Gibson's birthday. She's 19. Now, is that too young to be spankable? I don't know. I think, you have to identify this for however you want to. But let's look at this story from the Mail Online. Millie Gibson slips into a plunging red mini dress as she enjoys a glamorous birthday weekend after being branded diva by Doctor Who. Okay. What do we have? Okay, I'm back on board. What do you want me to tell you? I am super duper back. Oh, Millie, darling. Millie, you are literally saving this production single-handedly. Diva, you can do what you bloody like, darling. Again, I hope it's mainly running up and down corridors wearing something along those lines. Anything else? Continue reading. Well, I want to continue watching. What's this? Now she's in a Planet the Eggs with, again, fantastic boobs, as always. Okay, nothing new there. Do you have any video of her walking down the street? Man, she's hot. She is insanely hot. Let's see. Watch full video. Millie Gibson stunts in... What? I got to go for an ad to get like a 2-second spank thing. Yeah, image of Millie Gibson. Really? Yay, pride. Oh, what is this? Okay, Millie. That's very hot. Okay, Millie, you're just very hot, darling. What do you want me to tell you? There's not much I can say about that other than here. Does it? Oh, no, did that make it bigger? I can't tell. Made it bigger for me anyway. Anyway, so that was story number 1 with Millie. So here we have exclusive. Doctor Who star Millie Gibson branded a diva. She gets to be a fucking diva. I mean, look, will you look at her? Yeah, she could be a total diva, okay? Look, when there are literally a million people, millions of people that want to come on your tits, you can be as much of a fucking diva as you want. Yeah, and again, that's just my rabbinical opinion. I'm being annoyed by night shoots. Insiders say Millie Gibson has thrown herself into the project. She has been struggling to deal with the night shoots since filming began in Cardiff last month. I thought it was longer than that. Fine. Brandon Griever, Mini star of School shooting Gatwa. You're just repeating your fucking self. The attitude has not gone down well with the production team. Again, she is literally the only thing holding this production up right now. Right? I mean, Russell, mate, I understand. You like fucking drag queens. It's great. I have no problem with you fucking drag queens. I mean, maybe not on set all the time and hiring them to be the, antagonist. But other than that, it's fine. No one questioned Millie's commitment to Doctor Who, but there's a lot of pressure coming into a role like this. God, would I like to come into a role like that? She's determined to get it right. Oh, I'll practice with you, darling. I don't mind. It's okay. But the days are long, and at times when night filming has been suggested, She made her feelings clear. Millie is a pro. Oh, God, can I have that as a t-shirt? And however much it is, I'll find the money on set. And although the night shoots are part of the job, they can be trying, even for the most experienced. She's 19. My kids don't go to bed till 3 in the morning at 19. She won't be the first or last one to be annoyed by night shoots, but she's won some snippy comments from behind the scene. The word diva. Everybody wants the show to be as good as it can be. I mean, really, I understand that. It's little Disney's last hope. And it can be within the time frame that they have. And that does take a toll on people at time. Okay. Fine. So, blah, blah, blah. Nothing new. Millie Gibson. Look, again, when you have millions of people that want to fuck you, yes, you can be a diva. In my estimation, you can be a diva. What am I up to? Okay, but let's get into some actually really, really interesting news. Missing episodes, right? We have word on what these missing episodes that have been rumored coming around are. And I'm a little bit disappointed, right? Let's have a look at hang on, Doctor Who episode guide. Like, none of these are stories where I'm going like, oh yay. Let's have a look. Doing. Fine. So Mythmakers 1 and 2. So it's over here. That's after after Mission to Unknown. So Mythmakers 1 and 2. Not overly interested, right? It's okay, right? I'm not like opposed to it, but like it's not one of the stories that make go, oh yeah, and it's not even a complete story. So I'm like, Smugglers 2 and 4. Now, Smugglers is supposed to be very bad, isn't it? Right? I'm under the impression. Where is it? Smugglers. Oh, what's it? 2 and 4, it said? And it's you're going to have to do reconstructions to fill out the missing episodes. Highlanders 2, I'm excited about, right? Highlanders 2, I am excited about. Because nobody's ever seen anything from the Highlands. So that's something I would be interested in seeing. And then finally, Space Pirates. I've got like 2 episodes of a shit 6-parter. And it was a shit 6-parter. So 4, 5, and 6, I should say. So apparently this was listed on Apple TV. As they got these episodes with synopsises. So these are probably the episodes that I found. I don't know what to tell you. John the White with lots of good questions. If these are retcons, why aren't they retcons of the whole story? It's because these must be these lost stories that found. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes found. Look, I'm always happy for new episodes to be found. Am I excited? No. I want an anime. All I want from the BBC is an animation adaptation of the Dalek Master Plan, and I want to finish my Dalek. Yeah, get on that, right? Get on that. Although wait, because AI is making everything a lot better, mate. AI is making everything a whole lot better. And there was actually some more news as well. What was it? Hang on. So there was that. What else did I have? Not there. What was it? Oh yes, over here. God, this news annoys me. Okay, this news really genuinely annoys me. So Big Finish, the 5th Doctor, anti-communist alliance. Fuck off, anti-communist alliance. Leave everything about politics alone, right? I hope episodes 11 to 13 will become lost. Well, only if there's any justice. So this is everything I hate about Big Finish, and I think why Big Finish is absolutely on a nosedive, right? In the Night is the name of this box set. It's generic. You can put that on here. Let's look at some other box sets coming out, right? What's new? Yeah, In the Night. You could call it that. In the Night. It's a solitary confinement. You could call it In the Night. Angels and Demons, In the Night. Yeah, easy. Far From Home, In the Night, right? You could these are meaningless terms they shoehorn in that nobody really cares about, right? And these things just don't bloody work. So yeah, yay. Doctor Who stars in a brand new full cast audio adventure, Soviet era Warsaw, set for release from Big Finish Production. Forthcoming audio drama, Resistor by Sarah Grochala, who's never written anything I thought was any good. Takes the Fifth Doctor behind the Iron Curtain, straight into the Cold War conflicts. We've seen that actually before with the Seventh Doctor, and probably better. Regular commander Janet Fielding, Tegan, and Sarah Sutton. Nissa will lead the cast, including Nikki Wardley returning to the Doctor as Isa, the singer from the Polish punk band. I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care, and I'm not buying this. And leave me alone, right? Big Finish. This is shit, and you need to do better. This has made me have absolutely no desire whatsoever to purchase this, right? This is just shit. And genuinely, you guys just need to do better. It's shockingly bad, right? Shockingly bad. And we have just one more item, and it's an afterthought. You know why it's an afterthought? Because it's a piece of shit literally nobody gives a shit about, right? Doomsday, right? They released that about Doomsday to absolutely no applause whatsoever. Let's watch that now. Speaking of shit, let's look at this. Doink. Now, there's one bit of good news about this. That friend of the channel, Rush Leach, has got some work. So I always have him getting work. When will Doom pop up next? No one cares. Literally nobody cares. Okay? Nobody cares. Not even Sue. Sue's UK. Get your hands on latest Doctor Who magazine. My name's Doom. Blame my mother. Really? That's so shit. This week for a special Doomsday story at an exclusive interview with the face and voice of Doom, Sue's UK. Oh boy. We are going to be ripping the shit out of that, darling. Oh, yes, we are. Find out more about Sue. So let's see how it went down, right? Noel's here. Doom was in my bathroom last night. I used to wipe my backside while listening. Only Suze will get that joke. Oh, that's good. Not a single positive comment, says John the White, after this tweet been up all evening. Sucky numbers for the BBC Doctor Who tweet too. It's fair to say the 60th anniversary tie-in completely failed, and it hasn't even really started yet. It's meager indeed compared to the time was victorious. Maybe they should have given us a doctor, not an activist. Oh, that's an idea. I had poop that was better this part. No one cares, as problem being, and we all agree. Ratio. This is not very good. Me if I hear any more about Doomsday. Don't care, won't buy it or watch it. Nobody will. Anyone have to get Doctor Who magazine to the US? You get a digital one, you idiot. What's the problem? Who NA if you want physical. I'll prefer a story about the meetings that led up this big fall to good enough for the premise sign off on. Yeah. This is the this is how excited people are for Doomsday. And yes, we are going to cover it in excruciating detail on this channel, and we are going to relentlessly rip the piss out of it, right? Relentlessly rip the piss. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.